Today I would like to welcome you again to our university. This is room two. Room two. We have 4 topics about reflection, about presentation and reflection. Okay. First, I will introduce topic 1 by Dr. Kwan Wan Mu. Dr. Kwan Wan Mu. Oh yes, sorry, Kwan Wan Mu in Seoul National University of Korea. Okay, and okay, Hae Song Kim, Dr. Hae Song Kim. Okay, Hae Song Kim in Kwangwon National University of Korea, and Dr. Sena Park. Okay, so National University of Korea, and Dr. Ruth Resha and Dr. Zanzurati from Srinakarinwirot University too. Yes. The topic 1, an exploratory study of Korean social study teachers will on the digital citizenship. Okay, the next topic, the topic 2, the current status and issue of citizenship education in the digital age in Japan by Professor Joe Hyungwa, University of Education in Japan. And the reflection, Dr. Kim Sa-pung in Wongju, National University of Education in Korea. The topic 3, discourse of digital citizenship in K-12 education in South Korea by Dr. Lee Soo-yeon. Okay. Dr. Lee Soo-yeon in Hanchin, University of Korea. And reflection by Dr. Zanzurati from and Dr. Ruth Resha. Okay, the 4th topic, understanding of global climate crisis in digital era among the social study pre-Soviet teacher, a case study of Srinakarinwirot University of Thailand by Dr. Ruth Resha and of team. And the reflection, Dr. Park Yong-jun in Seoul National in Korea. Okay. Okay. Thank you. First, we are please invite topic 1, Dr. Kwan Wan Mu. Okay, please. Invite, please. My agenda, 20 minutes for presentation and around 5 minutes for reflection. Thank you.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Good afternoon. My name is Kyung-han Mo. I'm a professor of social studies education at Seoul National University. I'm very delighted to share my research titled An Exploratory Study of Korean Social Studies Teachers' Views on Digital Citizenship. This research was conducted in collaboration with 2 co-authors. Okay, let me introduce Professor Hae Song Kim. He's a professor of social studies education at Kwangwon University, and Ms. Sena Park. Ms. Sena Park is a PhD student in my department, and she's also a high school teacher. The focus of my presentation is the perspectives of social studies teachers regarding digital citizenship. This research aimed to investigate the viewpoints of secondary social studies teachers in South Korea regarding citizenship in the digital age and the connection between social studies education and digital citizenship. The background of this research is the advent of digital technology has had a profound impact on the education system as well as on various industries and society as a whole. And the social studies education, which aims to cultivate citizenship as a primary objective, faces significant obstacles in the era of digital revolution. And also, the perceptions and competencies of social studies teachers play a crucial role in addressing these new challenges. So this research aimed to investigate the viewpoints of secondary social studies teachers in South Korea regarding citizenship in the digital age and the relationship between social studies education and digital citizenship. Now, we have 4 research questions for this study. First one is, what is the understanding of digital citizenship among Korean secondary social studies teachers? And second one is, what role do Korean social studies teachers believe social studies plays in teaching digital citizenship? Third one is, how do these teachers acquire the necessary skills for teaching digital citizenship? And the fourth one is, what do social studies teachers perceive as the most crucial aspect of social studies education for teaching digital citizenship? For methodology-wise, we used a qualitative research approach, and then we utilized semi-structured interviews as the main data collection method. And then we interviewed 10 secondary social study teachers who are based in the Seoul metropolitan area and Gangwon province, South Korea. Now, here we have some information about interview participants here. We interviewed 10 teachers, and 6 of them are female and 4 of them are male teachers. And mostly they are in their 30s, and some of them are 40s. And they teach in Seoul, Gyeonggi, and Gangwon. And then they in their school years they majored in either civics or geography education. And some of them have a master's degree, or some of them have a PhD degree. Now, the interviews were carried out in a group of 2 or 3 teachers at a time, and then each interview lasted about 90 minutes. Now, in this section, we will summarize the key findings of our research. The results of the study will be discussed in 4 sections following this order. Firstly, I would like to address the notion of the concept of digital citizenship understood by Korean social studies teachers. The educators interviewed who teach social studies in Korea are familiar with the term digital citizenship, but their level of familiarity is not very high. Korean social studies teachers define digital citizenship as the integration of citizenship in the digital realm, digital era, alongside existing national and global citizenship. In simpler terms, they view digital citizenship as an expansion of traditional citizenship concepts into the digital space. And the majority of teachers highlighted the importance of skills and competencies in digital citizenship. Specifically, they emphasized the significance of digital literacy and the ability to utilize digital technologies. Only a small number of teachers mentioned responsibility and ethics, knowledge, or active participation. They generally recognize the shift towards a digital society as a significant change that social studies education should address. However, there was a difference of opinion among teachers regarding whether the current social studies education should be modified to incorporate digital citizenship education. Okay? And some teachers believe that, now we are moving to the second part of the analysis. It's about the role of social studies education in digital citizenship. Some teachers believe that digital citizenship education is already being taught, particularly through existing global citizenship education and information ethics education. Additionally, some teachers emphasize the importance of integrating technology and digital skills into social studies classes, as they recognize the educational benefits of using various digital resources to teach social studies. And the majority of teachers we interviewed believe that traditional citizenship and digital citizenship share many similar attributes. In particular, teachers believe that the responsibilities and ethics of being a member of a democratic community continue to be key components of citizenship despite changes in the digital environment. And then also teachers noted that the spaces in which citizens are primarily active have shifted from offline to online digital spaces, and the amount of time citizens spend in digital spaces have increased significantly over time. And then they also noted that non-face-to-face nature and anonymity of digital spaces has led to citizens having multiple identities, multiple personas in the digital space. So here we have some statements made by a high school teacher about various multiple identities, personas the students adopt in the online space. The teacher stated that I believe that the students develop various identities in the online realm, which provides them with an additional platform to shape their sense of self. Consequently, their identity becomes more diverse as they acquire multiple personas, multiple identities. However, a challenge arises when their real-life identity differs or differs from their virtual identity. So I have observed instances where students experience distress upon losing their mobile phones as they fear losing of their identities. Okay, now our co-investigator, Senapa, will continue with the remaining of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. As a introduced, my name is Srinakarinwirot and I'm studying Social Studies Education at Seoul National University, and I'm taking over for Dr. Mo for the presentation. Next up are the findings on which competencies of Korean social studies teachers find particularly important among the elements of digital citizenship. And the majority of teachers interviewed expressed the view that digital literacy, which refers to the ability to critically evaluate, analyze, and effectively use information in a digital era, is an important skill that should be taught in Korean social studies courses for digital citizenship education. And they specifically highlighted the significance of developing critical thinking abilities like skills or aptitudes or so on in response to the digital environment inundated with fake, distorted, and biased information. And they also emphasized the importance of responsibility, noting that citizens in the digital age are both consumers and producers of information in the online space. And next up, Korean social studies teachers identified various topics that should be covered in digital citizenship education within the context of social studies. And these topics include the impact of digital society and also the new social problems and solutions that the shift to a digital society would bring. And examples of specific topics those are mentioned by teachers include proper communication practices in digital public forums, or concerns related to digital privacy, and instances of school violence like bullying or something that are connected to the digital realm. And some responses also highlighted the importance of political participation through digital technologies, reflecting recent changes to the Election Act in South Korea, which have expanded opportunities for young people to engage in politics. The next slide is about effective methods for teaching digital citizenship. And our Korean social studies educators held different views on the most effective teaching methods for digital citizenship education in social studies. Those methods included role-playing, and simulation, project-based learning, and problem-based learning, and so on. What was interesting was, although their specific approaches varied, they shared similar reasons for choosing these methods. Those were, they agreed on the importance of aligning teaching and learning with students' real lives, allowing them to experience and respond to the changes and challenges brought about by digitalization. And next are teachers' perspectives on the effectiveness of digital citizenship education in Korean social studies context. They generally believe that the traditional social studies classroom in South Korea is not adequately addressing the need to cultivate digital citizenship in for students. And some teachers, some of them also expressed the opinion that digital citizenship education should be interdisciplinary, what means extending beyond social studies to subjects like information studies, language arts, and histories. And on the challenges of implementing digital citizenship education, a few educators stated that including digital citizenship content in national curriculum documents is crucial for integrating digital citizenship education into social studies. And they highlighted the absence of educational resources and some practical examples as significant obstacles to implement digital education. And additionally, teachers mentioned the substantial personal efforts required and the challenge of finding time for education and the limited availability of digital devices in classrooms as further hindrances. And we move on to the teacher expertise things. And there was considerable variation among teachers' perceived level of expertise in terms of content and teaching techniques when it came to how well they felt prepared as social studies teachers for digital citizenship education. Some of them noted a lack of social consensus on the need for digital citizenship education, and others rated their pedagogical expertise as high. Those were citing their familiarity with digital devices and technology and edtech, and their lack of fear of using new digital platforms. Regarding how to build capacity for digital citizenship education, the majority of teachers mentioned that they acquired the necessary skills to teach digital citizenship through personal efforts such as reading and attending graduate school. And around half of the teachers stated that they gained expertise in digital citizenship education through in-service trainings, and only about 1 in 10 mentioned pre-service teacher education. Some of them said they had not received any trainings. And when asked about the most important aspect in building teacher capacity, many teachers emphasized the importance of raising awareness and establishing a consensus on the need for digital citizenship education. And they believe that this could be achieved through in-service training and teacher learning community activities. So those are requirements for digital citizenship education. And our teachers in Korea emphasized the importance of defining the concept of digital citizenship and reaching a consensus among education authorities and stakeholders on the necessity of digital citizenship education. And many teachers also requested the creation and distribution of educational resources such as lesson plans that incorporate real-life examples relevant to the digital society. And lastly, some teachers expressed a desire to acquire pedagogical knowledge through professional development programs for teachers. This was our last page. And thank you for listening.
Your presentation. Okay, and can I invite Dr. Ruth Risha and Dr. Jan Japrati from exchange your interest of issue.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. I can sit, right? Okay. Yeah. First of all, I think is you do this very wonderful work, because in qualitative research we go in very deep, right? And we try to study and experience that those teachers face, especially it's very important issue. I mean, digital citizenship, because right now we cannot resist that. When we wake up and on daily life, on our way of life, the smartphone and the digital is a part of our life in every activity, in daily life. So first of all, I will let Ajahn Jan Japrat talk about some detail You know, I mean, a method. Yeah, okay.
Yes, and of course, thank you very much again. So it would be better if I stay in front of the class. Is that okay? So that all you
But I have to sit, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. And then basically, overall, it is very interesting. And then as far as I know, you studies and did some interviews with 10 teachers. And the most interesting part is that there are 2 different groups. One from Seoul, and as we know, Seoul is the
Metropolitan.
right, the metropolitan, the capital of the countries, and the other one Gangwon, right? So the question is that is there any differences between these 2 groups of teachers in terms of ideas or the sense of awareness, or is there any difference, let's say? Because while I listened to the presentation, I try to compare with the things that we experience in Thailand, in our countries. Teachers in Bangkok, sometimes they experience some different perspective, different things if compared with teachers in other provinces. So my question is 2 things. Is there any differences in terms of ideas or perspectives among teachers from different areas? And then after that, I'm going to continue listen to the answer, and then I'll compare things that I thought.
Yeah, or maybe they would, answer later, or yes. Yeah, but this is one that recommendation that you have to qualify. Yes, right? Okay. The other one is, I think, for my experience, it's very important call issue from the digital citizenship is CT, critical thinking, right? Because I think you should learn. Find out more details about that. Because in the digital world, right, they have a lot of fake news or a lot of things that happen. And critical thinking will help the student and also the social studies teacher to clarify what happened in that event or story or anything, right? Right. So I think it is gonna be good if we dig deep on this topic, right? Yeah, because it's happening in Thailand, a lot of political change, a lot of things, a lot of good or bad thing. Yeah. Some of my students during the part of the COVID learning, they do it online. This is for my experience. It's not for the reason it's always on, but I want to share my experience. Some of my students from PE, they coming and
PE is physical education.
PE. I taught that about community, school and community relationship is a major. It's a subject, and they even cannot write down the long answer because furthermore they are PE, right? They good with physical, not writing, and I found out that just because they use the devices all the time, the focus is gone, and they don't have the critical thinking because they remember everything in social media. This is the Thailand fate of the situation. You can see that right now we in the crisis in the political system, right? You know that by the news and everything. But critical thinking will help them to learn more experience about that thing. That is a very important thing. Okay. The next thing that I want to focus is actually when you say the Korean in Thailand, every Thai people know the Korean as the role model to push the local thing into international level, right?
It's a soft power.
It's like soft power, right? You know that right now on Broadway they opening the musical play that's called Korean K-pop, something like that. it's very proof that the concept of digital citizenship are changed. Back in the day, like 30 or 40, many years ago, we talk about globalization. That means everyone in the world should think like a global. But right now, globalization has more different perspective, different meaning, because you can put the local at the global levels, globalization. Put your own identity to make them know everything, just because they learn or they know Korean by the digital, right? Digital is an important tool to put your identity. And right now, we learn from Koreans, right? Thailand learn from Korean a lot of things, such as we try to put pad Thai that we eat, or Thai food to use that your same model. And I think social study teacher play the important role to support that, right? Because only one subject that can help them
raise that awareness.
Yeah, raise that awareness. Thank you. Yeah, raise that awareness about that topic is social study.
Teachers, very important.
Yeah, it's very important. So yeah, and I very love that you put the term sense of self. Yes, in that, because it's we can create our own self in digital, right? But for young children, they don't have an experience. They will put anything they think, good or bad thing. They can be aggressive. They can be So it's again, social study teacher play the role to teach them, to make them aware that you cannot say anything on that social, the digital society. Yeah.
Yes, and I really agree at the point that you talked about identities and different layers of identities. I would say right now, on the other hand, small kids, like younger generation, they know how to deal with digital experience. And some of them, they even have like hidden identity, what we call digital identity maybe, but which is different than like people in our parents' age generation. It's kind of different. And then that one is the most interesting point about identity and digital citizenship.
Yeah.
And to me, the point that I really like the most is the methodology, the teaching methodologies that teachers share with us through the interview. For example, like the way that they use role play and many more. It would be nice if we can continue doing some kind of research and explore.
They said lucky. They said lucky.
Okay. Yes, that's nice. So yeah, overall, this is our point of view, and yes, of course, in conclusion, we agree that social studies teachers' roles are very important.
Last minute, before we go, the digital etiquette, you have to add more, because an etiquette is very important. But in Thailand, young people, especially for the teenager, they don't care about etiquette anymore. They try to be more and what can they say? Be rude,
hate speech. We experience a lot of hate speech through digital platforms. So this is a thing that we as a teacher need to keep in mind as well.
Yes, okay. That's it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Enough.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
วิวให้คอมเมนต์มากดีกว่าเพราะว่าข้างหลังขอบคุณ
Thank you very much, Dr. Ruth Resha and Dr. Tanzara. We are on behalf of Charlie Town. Okay, I think your topic about digital citizenship have very famous in social study curriculum in Thailand. We try to integrate this skill to the activities in the school. Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Next, the two topics. The next, Dr. Jo Hong Wan in Aichi University of Education in Japan, and your topic, the current statement and issue of citizenship education in the digital age in Japan. Please.
Thanks for being here. My name is University. The topic of my presentation today is current studies and issues of citizenship education in the digital era in Japan. Japan's school education is facing significant starting point as of this writing in 2023. Though some cases emphasis on MSD, SISD or digitalization, various aspects of school education. Digitalization refers to the use of ICT devices such as personal computers and tablets, and the transformation of learning methods through the internet. Such a transformation of learning methods requires that all students and teachers be transformed as well. This study examines the knowledge and abilities people need as they use digital devices to participate in society as responsible citizens. Particularly, the study addresses how such knowledge, abilities, and disseminated and how children in Japan operate. For this purpose, the study focused on digital citizenship education in Japan. The study first explore relationship between citizenship education and promoting the GIGA initiative. Indian examines ESD as a means of achieving the SDGs and conscious the remaining future challenges. In Japan, the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry published in 2006 Citizenship Yoikusengyan. With the help of Mitsubishi Research Institute, while some schools begin to offer Shinrika classes, setting the stage for the spread of this concept. For example, in 2004, Tokyo Shinagawa City began to offer citizenship education classes at school that are still created by integrating elementary and junior high school. These classes are based on moral education, integrated education, and special activities. Like likewise, Autonomous University Elementary School, so citizenship education classes for 3 years from physical 2005 until physical 2007. After the school was admitted as a remarkable research institution by the MXD. During these 3 years, the school taught citizenship education classes instead of traditional civics course as part of its overall curriculum. These classes mainly address issues involving various value judgment or issues around which conflicts may occur due to different values. The classes were designed to foster value judgment skills and decision-making skills as well as research skills and communication skills. Various create active were made to the end. Japan Bigger School initiated required the establishment and strengthening of information of communication technology at schools and aims at modernizing students' learning method and style. Japan MXD is putting its efforts into providing an information terminal for each elementary and middle school students in Japan and implementing education policies for realizing new forms of learning in schools. It must be said that in terms of engagement of this nature, Japan lags significantly behind other countries. However, the most important aspect of the whole quotation is clear expression that the aims is the realization of an ICT environment in education that includes the diversity of all students, including those requiring special assistance, that optimization will be performed fairly for all individuals, and that this new environment will enable the sure cultivation of qualities and abilities. Thus, the GIGA School Initiative aims to create an inclusive society in two sense, one where no person is left behind. Therefore, this concept is one of the starting points of Japan to resolve its conflicts, isolation from worldwide education trend. Figures show that Japanese citizens are still relatively unfamiliar with digital citizenship education even today, as shown by the low recognition rate of this term. Figure was created based on the result of survey conducted in June 22 by the Japan Digital Citizenship Education Research Group at the training program of digital citizenship for elementary and junior high school teachers in Aichi and Gifu prefectures. In response to the question, are you familiar with the terms digital citizenship? Among the 796 teachers who provide various response, as many as 441% said that this was the first time they had heard the term, while 161% said they were familiar with the terms but did not know to what it referred. This result suggests that digital citizenship education is just starting to gain a foothold in Japan. In Japan, very few studies and particular reports have been published on digital citizenship courses. Below represents a few examples of work that has recently emerged. Toyofuku introduced research on the digital citizenship concept existing abroad, focusing on Europe and North America, where this kind of education is already progressing. He emphasized that for digital citizenship education to penetrate widely in Japan, the greatest requirement is the development of teaching materials that consider the unique mindset and circumstances of Japan and the Japanese. Toyofuku used the STEAM library to develop digital citizenship education materials, bearing in mind that special care and comprehensive lessons are needed for lower elementary students. Kawaguchi et al. Designed a curriculum that focuses on the political participation aspect of digital citizenship education. To develop this curriculum using TCT teaching materials collection, special consideration was given to the significance of political participation. The goals of developing such a curriculum are to analyze the characteristics of the community that seeks political participation and to express its relate issues for actual communities. In previous studies, those characteristics of transitional citizenship education have been emphasized in their contract with information related to world education. However, the STEAM library research of Toyoku and the teaching materials collection research of Kawaguchi and all present a concrete curriculum and teaching materials for the cultivation of citizenship. These two studies are similar in their focus on proactive use of teaching materials by students, which enable them to consider what kind of action they can take to their community and work. To the curriculum and materials are configured to help students resolve social issues together with other diverse persons and consider possibilities and issues of citizenship. In December 2016, the big government of Japan determined its SDG action platform. Subsequently, at the 30 meetings of the SDG promotion headquarters, the SDG action platform 2023, which set up concrete policies for promoting SDGs, was adopted. A key part of this action plan is emphasized on human rights, with each leaving the one behind and applied globally. Especially notably, it is emphasized on target for point 7 of the SDG goals for education, which is the element of education of sustainable development and includes contents such as human rights, peace, and global citizenship. In 2019, the United Nations adopted Education for Sustainable Development for 2030. According to the Japanese National Commission for UNESCO, ESD can be described as education to foster competencies needed to realize a sustainable society. The Commission agreed that ESD aims at the cultivation of a sense of humanity, including the development of character, self-discipline, decision-making abilities, a sense of responsibility, etc. Hence, the goals of ESD are to promote the proactive development of qualities and character for positive mutual relationship with others, society in general, and the natural environment. Aichi Prefecture has especially active in the ESD activities. In July 2019, the Japan Cabinet Office designated Aichi Prefecture as one of its SDG future cities. An SDG promotion headquarters was established in Aichi Prefecture, and the Aichi Prefecture SDG future city plan was adopted. This plan presents a vision of Aichi Prefecture in the year 2030 and includes numerous engagements in which the prefecture will serve as a legal tool for achievement of the SDGs. For several years now, the Japan Digital Citizenship Education Research Group has been studying digital citizenship course. They reported in 2023 that is to understand guideposts and still lacking the creation of digital citizenship classes in Japan. Therefore, in the present study, we introduce SDG-related engagement by students of Aichi Education University who aims to become teachers in the future. In 2020, this students forums the Aichi Education University Students Group SAGA. SAGA students was every day to create teaching materials designed to make learning about SDGs fun for young students. Today, SAGA has around 30 members from first-year university students to graduate students. The group's main activities involve the development of teaching materials whereby students can enjoy learning about SDGs from play and actual experience. SAGA busy school to conduct classes and hold events in which teachers and students can learn about the materials as well as enjoy hands-on experience. The starting premise of Saga activities are as follows. First, to establish a site in which people can discuss the promotion of global understanding of the importance of harmonizing the natural environment, economy, and society in line with the SDGs. And second, to help become aware of activities and engagement that can be designed to realize sustainable society. For example, some of the teaching materials developed by Saga are based on games familiar to children, including Sugoroku, Karuta, Shinkei Suijaku, and another card game, Shitinarabe. Through this form of play, children can learn much about each and programs relate to the SDGs. Figure to present the digital development vision of the SDGs based on digitalization, which was originally a paper-based activity that includes games every month. The aim is to foster awareness in young students of the 17 SDG goals and 169 targets and link this technology with their daily lives. This is one example of the kind of teaching materials being developed by Saga, and currently the group is engagement activity to enable more widespread use of digital tablets. These teaching materials are already helping young students gain knowledge of the SDGs, what they are and relate each students will encounter in their daily lives and environment. The Saga developed teaching materials that are premised on students presenting their own verbal ideas and suggestions, and this will consequently foster constructive dialogue and camaraderie in the classroom. These materials also offer suggestions regarding program points in curriculum design for the social education based on the GIGA school concept and its ideas, including issues which have already emerged regarding the STEAM library and the digital teaching materials collection. Digital stewardship education, as it is being pursued worldwide, is designed to provide students the confidence they need to become self-reliant proactive digital citizens. We believe that this is best accomplished by enabling students to have a first for others, accomplished via the expression of their ideas and presentation of their own proposals. Teaching materials classroom environment SR should be prepared such that they encourage these qualities and skills. In other words, there should be no pressure on students to memorize and access specific beliefs, participating in specific political activities online, or follow norms and rules that are curriculum considered to be by school, parents, and adults in general, or their force on the children unilaterally. Consideration should be given to all the diverse opportunities that technology will provide in the future. On this base, the aims of business education activities should be to enable persons to discriminate among choice and make decisions that are based on accurate information. We need to again remember it is not adults or children who are on the front lines of the digital world. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Joe Leon. Your topic is very. Can I invite you, Professor? Thank you.
Invite Professor Kim Chae-Hu in Kwon to National University in this session
Of this topic.
I am happy to see you here all. I am Kim Jae-bong, Professor of Korean Language Education at Gwangju National University of Education. Let me take this discussing opportunity to Jo Kyung-nam, Professor, IT University of Education. I will start the discussion now. Although the history of citizens and device education in the traditional sense is deep, digital citizenship and digital-based civic education mentioned in this article are not deep. When the concept of digital citizenship was established in the United States in 1998, discussion related to this also was given. Considering the context before and after, which the research was to discuss, civic education shown in the title is understood to focus on digital-based education and discussing the current status and issue. Based on this understanding, I would like to discuss several questions. It is as follows. Although I ask you a foolish question, Professor Jo Kyung-nam, I look forward to your wide answer. First, what's the meaning of the traditional civic education and the meaning digital citizen education and sovereign citizen education emphasized in the end of the paper? What's the difference between the sovereign citizen education mentioned? In particular, in 2021, the Minister of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, Technology was emphasizing the importance of collaboration based on digital literacy to encourage sovereign citizen education. In this context, what's the exact concept of sovereign citizenship education? Second, Japan's civic information morality education exists, and this explains the differences between digital citizenship and the use of information and communication technology. Digital-based civic education is the mainstream. Even so, is it desirable to use and combine digital technology for information morality education that contains Japan tradition? Third, Ochamo Miju's first school based on max deal with value judgment, deciding, decision making, research and communication forms that are different from information and morality education content. Do you educate this content because of the ease of use for various information is available? Or isn't it a result of reflecting the trend of the times that requires critical thinking ability? Fourth, as there is a difference in the effectiveness of face-to-face and online classes, civic education in the traditional sense, digital-based civic education have their own strengths and weaknesses. What are the points to keep in mind when conducting digital-based civic education? Fifth, in relation to citizenship education, I think It can be one way to provide education through the establishment of a platform that reflects the characteristics of digital age. One point is to provide education through the establishment. If there is anything related to this, I would like to mention it. Sixth, it said that each student in Japan is quite behind in establishing a personal computer or ICT-based learning environment. What is the reason? Finally, it's a basic problems. When we compare traditional civic education with the digital-based citizenship education, what is in common and the difference each other? Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, professors. We have a break. Okay, break. And you can go in to take a break. In our classes, 50 minutes. Okay. So break. 10 minutes. Okay, thank you. Question discussion. So hopefully I let you have more time to discuss my articles. And this is the introduction, to in South Korea, usually the digital literacy is an AI literacy is a topic for education. And so that's the reason that I decided to review the articles about that. Like, these pictures show up what happens in Korea. Like, students have their own laptops. Of course, the laptops provided in their schools, and they get together around the table. And that means that the collaborative education are emphasized. And teachers teach how to use AI or digital media with students. So students follow the teacher's direction and practice skills. So this is kind of representative pictures on typical Korean classrooms. And actually, in my university faculty members and teachers have collaboration to develop lesson plans to students. So first, university faculty members create their own items, the content, and share that with teachers. And the teachers create their own lesson plans to teach their students. So these teachers ask students who is the owner of AI created text and artwork. So students consider of course the students are creating their own pictures and own text by using AI, but AI are not their created things. So students start to consider who is the real author of AI created products. And this is actually, I'm one of the professors involved in this program, called Hansing, my university, and Osan is the area, the town of my university located, media education for youth. So, I use picture. So the discourses of digital citizenship is also influenced by global institutions like those are like UNESCO or EU or the New South Wales Department of Education. Like they are emphasis on responsible and secure digital behavior and the promotion of cyber safety and prevention of cyberbullying. Like they are trying to still keep from harmful influences on their students. And specifically, the EU's perspective on active, positive, and responsible engagement with online and offline communities. And these ideas also come to the Korean the definition of digital citizenship education. Like the one environment of Korean digital education is like the high-tech and high-touch concept by Dr. Kim Ho-ri, who
is currently a Minister of Education, the Governor of Education Department in South Korea. So he emphasized like using digitalized media or AI in schools. So these pictures, is kind of influence of those policy changes at the level of national government toward digital citizenship and digital literacy. So in 2016, these scholars categorized the discussions of digital citizenship into 3 topics like the contemporary virtues of online video and digital competences in traditional static virtues like respect to one another in digital space. But currently, like rather than other discussions, digital competencies, specifically how to use AI, are on big topics on education. So like using ChatGPT or AI-based activities are likely deal with very important one in South Korean education. And this is the context of the education in South Korea. Like you can read the flow how digitalized education or digital education are developing in South Korea. Like in 1997, the limited person with the computer and internet were involved in digital education. Currently, many students are involved in here. And specifically in 2014, the new national curriculum were developed. And in there, the standards of digital citizenship were included. And currently, the standards are changing into, and more like attention on digital citizenship development are attracted. So. And that is the methodology that I use. So I specifically use analyzed articles published from 2014 to 2023 because 2014 is the period that new standards were introduced. And also, but I used some of articles published before that era because those articles are often cited those articles like in 2009. So, and I used about 30 articles. Actually, I studied 34 articles, but 4 were not so much validated, so I decided to drop them. So, some of the list of that I studied articles can be found page 22 and 23 because of the time limitation and page limitation. I decided to show some part of my studied articles. So if you ask me to bring the full articles, then I will give up the list of articles by email. But anyway. So what I found is that the concept of digital citizenship have evolved over years. But initially, the articles tend to focus on knowledge, skill, and attitudes of digital citizenship. And it changed into more digital competences. Digital competencies tend to be referred as a core of digital citizenship. And the difference between those are, sorry. Okay, yes. All right, here. The difference between those are, from this one is this one regarded as observer and measurable. So nowadays, Korean focus on the making scales and measurement and questionnaires regarding to distance citizenship. And also, few articles deal with teaching and learning method, like using metaphor platform is another issue in South Korea. And the interdisciplinary the studies like crossover like social science, social studies, and scientific ideas is also another topic. But it's fewer than the articles dealing with definition of digital citizenship, specifically digital competences. So that is the another typical topic in South Korea. Like this is an elementary school student, and those students draw a picture, and the AI changed this picture, and this tiger, like a lazy cat, changed it into this nice picture. So the Minister of Education in South Korea emphasized these types of education. So, evaluation of digital competency is an issue in South Korea. Like I will tell you more. Like the shift toward defining digital citizenship as digital competencies led to the development of scales and questionnaires for measurement, which can be applied to elementary, middle and high school, and even college students too. So recent articles tend to develop those things like questionnaires for measurement. And therefore, this is my idea, like we need more foundational discourses like emphasizing more critical skills or critical thinking skills or the critical perspective or stratification of broader society according to the AI, digital media dealing with skills. So certainly those kind of ideas too, but relatively those things are excluded from the discourses of South Korea because I think the policy of the Korean National Ministry of Education that they emphasize high technology and high touch, like everyone can be skillful for using digital media. So this is my hope, like we need more holistic approach, like as well as the digital skill, we need more discourses of digital like citizenship, like who is the author, who are the original idea of using technology. And that is my confession. Like my teacher working with me also asked to who is the author of AI created text and artwork. And I also want to ask you because I actually created my presentation by using ChatGPT. So who is the real author of this presentation? Like it's me or ChatGPT or the companies making ChatGPT. So thank you for listening to my presentation.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Okay, next, please invite Dr. Ruth and Dr. Zan to discussion.
Thank you very much. And of course, this is a point that we really want to say. It is one of wonderful paper that we have a chance to read. And of course, we can see that right now we're so afraid of, let's say, ChatGPT in terms of like ChatGPT in classroom. But finally, we see the good thing and the positive part of using ChatGPT in our academic atmosphere, and it is wonderful indeed.
Yes.
And the point is that I will start first, and then I will send it to Dr. Ruth.
Okay.
So basically, this paper, as you can see, is about discourse from different years, like 10 years before this, and then we can see that it can predict the trend in the near future. And I really like the point that you mentioned about high touch and high tech and high touch.
Yes.
That is the core element of the project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If we still have a little bit of time,
Right.
we want you to explain more some detail because you said that this is like a policy, right?
Right.
Yeah, the ministry policy, and it's very important and interesting.
Right.
Yeah, and maybe in the future it can be our research topic or something like that.
Right.
Because it's very interesting. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Because this part, the high tech and high touch, if you expand a little bit further, I would say it can be another trend in terms of digital era. And then the point is, this is the last point that I would like to recommend. I would say the whole paper is such a great, well written, and it would be nice if you expand for further studies by using this part as your literature review. And then, who knows, in the future we can work together.
Yeah.
And then we can go a little bit deeper and then use it in the classroom. We can use like metaverse, case for example. So this is a good starting point for many good future, many good papers in the future.
Yes. You all know that her research that proved that everyone who sit here in the classroom is do this very important thing, right? Or it's about digital citizenship, right? And of course, I love that you mentioned this digital citizenship could be the holistic study. I really love that because it's very true, right? And you prove that we can integrate it between social study contents with the technology, education, or AI, or some kind like that. And maybe we can put, who knows, science or math or whatever, right? In like a holistic, in the futures. And the very important thing, one more important thing is you refer that from the result of your Discord, you find out that a lot of papers try to clarify what is the elements of digital citizenship. Is very important thing, and it would be nice if you show the detail, right?
Right. For example, we all, I believe, be really interested to learn more about digital competencies.
Yes.
If you break it down into the different details, and we can select the core competencies in terms of digital competencies, and then we can expand a little bit more on the core part of the competencies.
Yes. Okay. And you suggest a little bit about you talk a little bit about what can I say? This called landscape, right? Landscape.
Digital landscape.
It's very interesting too because a lot of because you refer and your Discord what can I say, collected like 10 years ago. It would be good if you can do some landscape and show some what can I say, the device or innovation or some kind like that to see what can change. What can I say?
This is the charm
Yeah.
of this course analysis. Yes, and then I know because as we can see the part that you talked about future studies, I know you see what else that you are going to do, and this is just only a few ideas that you come up with.
Yes.
Actually, I also think about that. Like, firstly, I try to customize. Firstly, I tried to test mining, but I found a few little bit a small numbers of the articles. So I decided to change my methods, and also we have the restricted pages. So I decided to shorten. So I give just some perspectives of mine, and I also agree with your recommendation of I need lens to review my articles. So in future I invite my own, and then can also collaborate politically with other to compare like Thailand situation and Korean context. So
I really agree with that point. I would say we here in this room, and then we have learned a lot from each other. It would be nice in the future we can do like comparative studies between different aspects with different countries. And I would say even though we talk about digital citizenship, still culture, different cultures affect the way that we perceive through digital, perceive the digital citizenship and digital era, different cultural lens perceive different things. So who knows, in the near future, we're going to have a lot of comparative studies.
We can exchange our information.
Yes.
Yes, for more decade.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. With our presentation. So just still here.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Jam, and Dr. Jam, and Dr. Ruth. Very wonderful issues discussion. Okay, the next finally, I would like to invite the Thai with Suwan Santisu. He will present the topic, Understanding of Global Climate Crisis in Digital Era among Social Studies Pre-Service Teachers, a case study of Srinakarinwirot University.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone. Yes, and good afternoon everyone. Today I will introduce myself.
Okay, let me introduce you. Okay. And you continue to present the results, okay? Yeah, okay. Okay. I'm Dr. Ruth Lucha from Faculty of Education. Yeah, okay. Social Study majors. And you can, see my email here because I confess to, a lot of, to our staff that I have, a lot of things to prepare. So I forgot to make my name card. I have to say sorry. Yeah. Okay. So this is my email if you want to contact me. Okay. And this research is like some kind like a team research, an interdisciplinary research. We team up with Ajahn Thailand. Actually, she is the head of language and academic service center in this college. This college is international college. That is why her English is very good. Yeah, yeah, I'm kidding. So, okay, yeah, my sister. Okay, next one is my student. Right now, he becoming, expert and my, my research expertise assistant, Ajahn Wisarut. And we also team up with my colleague, Ajahn Dr. Kesini, she is. Okay. So, okay, this ball is yours.
Okay, and today we will talk about understanding of global. So, understanding of global climate crisis in digital era among social studies pre-service teachers, a case study of Srinakarinwirot University. Okay, and one background from the greenhouse effect and global warming. And but today, UN Secretary said the global warming is ending, and now global is boiling. Because from the Paris Agreement that we want to maintain to increase the temperature into 100 Celsius degree. But if you find some data from National Oceanic and Atmosphere Administrator or NOAA from USA, the quantity of CO2 carbon dioxide is increased in the critical seriously. I think, in my opinion, the Earth's surface will maybe increase more than 2 Celsius degree before the century. To creating understanding and awareness of global climate change crisis should be the responsibility of every individual worldwide, not only for the general public, but also in the influent role of the private sector in the economy too. And geography is the one of key component of social study curriculum in Thailand. The basic education core curriculum was redesigned in the year of 2017. The social study curriculum aims to cultivate geographic literacy which includes content related to various global issues and disasters. And here today, Srinakarinwirot is located in the center of Bangkok metropolitan and produced social studies teacher for about 70 years. The university has vision to be a socially engaged university and has adopted sustainability development goals and the core policy to guide institutions, therefore integrating issues related to global climate testing into the curriculum and instruction process is essential for production social studies education today, and the session question focuses on investigate the understanding of global climate crisis among social study P-service teachers in the digital era. The finding will provide insights for curriculum improvement and further development in instructional methods too. Okay. And this is research objective 1 to investigate the understanding of social study P-service regarding to the global climate crisis. Focuses on the comprehension of current climate crisis situation, the role of Thailand and the international community, the role of the child private sector, and the role of social study P-service teacher in the 4 components of understanding global climate crisis. And 2, to analyze the confirmatory factor structure and verify the goodness of fit of the model measuring the understanding of the global climate crisis. Methodology participant for corrective quantitative data was determined by calculating sample size based on one random variable of measuring model and 4 observable variable of measuring model, and I said 4 components, okay, with an estimated effect size of approximately 0.1 a power of 0.8 and a probability level of 0.05. The sample size was determined to be 87 for the second and the 5th year social study P-service teacher. Oh, okay, especially the 5th year will be teaching at the school, and the second year learning at the faculty. Okay, other compensating for the non-response rate, because maybe sometimes the response rate is not 100%. The researcher increased the sample size to 100 individuals. And key conformance for correcting qualitative data was selected consisting of 10 social study P-service teachers to participate in focus group discussion. And the selection criteria is 1, having participated in extracurricular activity or voluntary community service related to environmental conservation. 2, having enrolled in geography teaching and learning management course for social study teacher, and 3, having higher experience in designing and implementing online media or application for teaching about global warming. Okay, and this is the instrument for quantitative data collecting on online questionnaire. You are in 2 sections. The first section comprises basic information about demographic background of sample, and 2. The second section was scale item with 4 levels, totaling 44 sections, 11 sections for 1 component. And the questionnaire underwent quality check, including content validity, reasonable expert in social studies teaching, curriculum, and instruction to check an item objective component of IOC range from 0.67 to 1.0, indicating that high. And data collection quantitative from January to March, and qualitative is after that from in June 2022.
Yes, and online.
Yes, okay. Data analysis. Quantitative, we use frequency, percentage, mean, and standard deviation, and confirmatory factor analysis with Pearson's correlation to analyze, assess constant validity and internal consistency of model. And qualitative, we analyze with content analysis and with summarize through inductive reasoning. And the result to the first objective. The result investigated understanding social studies regarding the global climate crisis in the four components, and the total in the total is a high level of understanding of social studies.
Except just only one factor, right?
The role of China private sector in average, but it also high too. And qualitative data. Result from students, involved 10 students, among them 5 were female, 2 were male, and she identified as LGBTQ. The role of social studies teachers in advocating and finding solutions to climate change. All students agree that social studies teachers must take action and lead by example in environmental conservation and emphasize the importance of addressing climate change problems to practical action, say no to passive ban and use cost effect. The government has implemented policy that prohibit convenience store from using plastic bag, which led us to switch to using cloth bag instead. Is one of the policy that affect to everyone because 7-Eleven. I can talk.
Yes.
7-Eleven is one of the most convenient store in Thailand, and they have policy to not use, reduce and not use plastic bag. And if you want plastic bag, do you pay extra?
But for the example, you can see that in school, I mean in our university, it's very hard to listen some waters, bottle, or something like that. It still be a problem. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And perceiving okay, perceiving the global climate crisis through social media because basic knowledge about global warming, but evaluating the issue of global warming crisis is one of the problem. And the most students perceive through social media rather than in the classroom because nowadays social media is the quickly and have a quick news, no? Okay. Currently, social media has significant influence on student lifestyle and entertainment choice. Via TikTok or Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, you can see everything from them. 3 years ago, there was a dugong named Mariam studying Krabi province in southern of Thailand.
She
Baby dugong.
Yeah, baby dugong is very popular because they find out that some plastic bag in his
Stomach.
Yeah, his stomach.
Yeah.
And Mariam is very popular in Thailand, and she dies after 1 month, right?
Yeah.
So and it makes very awareness for Thai people. Yeah, and you can see even you not live in Krabi, but you will have some kind of awareness of cleaning the water, especially in the sea.
And the experience of engaging in environmental conservation activity both online and in real life field work. So we have a project through TikTok, I said. It's aimed to inspire genuine love and encourage volunteerism and social service by using the hashtag School Volunteer Center through TikTok campaign promote the use of reusable bags, tips for saving electricity and water, and the other eco-friendly practice.
Yeah. They do it for fun, but they list awareness very much in their opinion. Okay. And they also had another, activity with NGOs and with authors, outside the university.
And to resolve components analysis and confirmatory factor analysis of the model goodness of fit with observational data. Okay, 2.1, the result of model measurement validation. When considering valid test of sphericity with its statistical test to assess the hypothesis that correlation metric in the model is an identity metric and chi-square value of T1775.122 and p-value under 0.001. This indicates that correlation metric is not insignificant not from and identity metric and support the goodness of fit analysis. And KMO, Kaiser-Meyer Onkin measure of sampling adequacy was found to be 0.859 with code to 1. This test result means the variable in the dataset have a strong correlation with its answer and are suitable for factor analysis too.
Okay.
And
this is okay. Every
the result of checking the fit of measurement model with the empirical data. Chi-square statistic was p-value at the 0.11 GFI unit of fit index is 0.99 at root means.
But actually, when we talk
Every
about
index is
the result, the statistics show that the results are quite valid, and then the result come up quite positive, I think.
Yes.
In every items that we did some survey.
You can show yeah.
The model and the value of factor loading and error loading too. Okay, in this you are positing my mistake. That value of the role of Thai private sector and the role of social study teacher in your positing paper.
Yeah. Even the component of the role of Thai private sector is still valid, right?
Is still valid on the projector, but in your paper it's not detailed. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And the discussion. Social study presentation has a high level of understanding. I think it's because it is evident that students comprehend the climate change situation, the role of Thai government and international entity, as well as the role of social study in conservation and problem solving at high level too. As social study presentation, understanding the role of Thai private sector in fostering moderate operation to address climate change issue. I think declaration urging the active involvement of Thai private sector in preventing and addressing problems arising from climate change. Leading business organizations in Thailand, private sector spanning agriculture, food, energy, finance, technology, and industry of all sides have clear and sincere objective to work together in this regard. Okay, the digital from the qualitative data from focus group, the digital media, particularly online social media, play a significant role as source of information and dissemination on their own environmental conservation effort. The strategy for promoting environment issue or global warming to online social media are crucial factors that influence students' environmental awareness and awareness of global warming. I mean, nowadays it's a global warming too. Other important factors that typically contribute to student understanding of environmental issues are developed through media and perception enhanced programs supported by government too. And the model with the empirical data, the understanding of the crisis carry the high factor loading value 0.86 signifying fundamental knowledge component that ensure the completeness of our model element. This would have an impact on the role of precipitation in building awareness of global warming issue, enabling them to comprehend and effectively address this challenge in the future. And the finding effect, the curriculum and instruction practice in the social study teacher education system at Srinakarinwirot University to improve the subject and instructional method to build active citizens that have awareness about global climate crisis and promoting digital media as one tool for disseminating knowledge would encourage hands-on practice and sharing of practical outcomes, inspiring a network of conservation effort too.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Okay. Thank you very much. Fine detail. Okay. Next, I invite Professor Park Yong Chun in Seoul National University of Korea for discussion.
Good afternoon. Very nice to meet you. My name is Hyung-jun Park, and I'm from Seoul National University. To save time, I prepared the PowerPoint slide. In the order of the summary, comments, and questions, I would like to have a brief discussion. This research has 4 research questions. The first, what is the level of understanding of the global climate crisis among pre-service social study teachers? The second question is, what about the roles of Thailand and the international community, such as the United Nations? More precisely, the second question is, what is the level of understanding of the roles of Thailand and the international community among pre-service social study teachers? The third is, what about the roles of the Thai private sector? The last, but not least, what about the role of pre-service social study teachers in fostering collaboration to address the climate crisis? This study combines quantitative and qualitative methods. The quantitative analysis uses an online survey of 100 pre-service social study teachers at Srinakarinwirot University. The survey consists of 44 questions on a 4-level scale. This study also uses qualitative analysis to conduct a focus group discussion with 10 pre-service social study teachers. They have experience in volunteer work related to environmental conservation. This table shows the answers to the research question. The mean score ranged from 3.45 to 3.57. The descriptive statistics indicate that the pre-service social study teachers have overall high understanding of global climate crisis. These figures are a summary of the results of the factor analysis. factor loadings are overall high, above 0.6. As you know, factor loadings are related to the effect size. This means this is factor, one latent variable, and this is observable variables. For observable variables, this means that the one latent variable, that is a factor, has a large effect on each of the observable variables. Next, I will make 3 comments about this research. First, given the growing concern around the world regarding the global climate crisis, this research has significant implications for how to teach a research social studies teacher on the issue. The second, this research established the relevant model, very valid and reliable model, measuring the understanding of pre-service social studies teachers regarding the global climate crisis. The last, a combination of quantitative and qualitative methods is used in this research. It presents the specific voices of those involved in the research, which enhance the findings of the quantitative analysis. Now, I would like to wrap up my discussion with 2 questions. First question is, I would like to learn more about the SW conserved colon sean.
It's right there behind the university.
Or model community project collaborated with the Watana district, including any challenges encountered during its implementation and how you worked to overcome them. The second, please share with us the curriculum and teaching practices to address the global climate crisis in the social studies teacher education program at Srinakarinwirot University. Thank you. Thank you and to discuss such a great paper. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you for the great issue and suggestion. Okay, I will, the final thing I will share about in my curriculum, social studies curriculum in school. Srinakarinwirot University, nickname is school. Yes. In Thailand, the social studies department, in the school we have five sectors. One, history, and geography, economics, and moral, and then
Moral and political science.
and political science, moral and political science, and then religion, yes, forget, and religion, yes. In Thailand, social study curriculum, we will bring a spiral in the curriculum when the elementary to secondary, higher secondary, yes. In Srinakarinwirot University, we have we have 3 Scientist school. Scientist school is a line of practical about teaching in the all subject, mathematics teacher, and social studies teacher, English teacher, and anything. We will send the student to practical, prepare to the student prepare to teacher, and going to practical in scientific school. Number 1, the elementary school. we saying we talk สาธิตประสานมิตร elementary school and next สาธิตมัธยม the สาธิต in secondary school of Srinakarinwirot University and สาธิตปทุมวันin inside near Chulalongkorn University. Yes, we have Patumwan 5, Mathayom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, okay. And in the my other student, we have four years of student, and we are first one when the student teach in our university, he must to learn anything about content in 5 sectors. Yes, economics and moral and anything. Year 1 and join with the teaching knowledge of teaching. Yes, but teaching is basic teaching. And year 2 we upper and focus the knowledge more. And year 3 we have the deep knowledge more than 5 steps. And 4th year we have 2 semesters of 4th year. 1 semester we bring our student going to practical in Saathit and the other school in Bangkok of Thailand. Yes, and the 2 semester in final semester he will come back and learning about soft skills subject. Yes, and the grade and graduate. When my teacher student graduate, we must to take about certificate of teacher in Thailand. Yes, and spend in the center of Thailand and the local and outer province in Chiang Mai province, in Nakhon Ratchasima and some province and North province, anything, everywhere in Thailand. Yes, this is my step of social study major in Srinakarinwirot University. But the other example, Chulalongkorn University, he have same to similar model in everywhere in Thailand. Okay. Fine. Finally, do you have some topic review discussion? To have the topic.
This is, I think this is the last paper, but actually we still have rooms and time for more discussion if you want. But maybe after this, you can go through 7th floor because we have 2 rooms upstairs, and then we have 1 room on the 2nd floor.
Yes.
Same room. So yeah, let's say we can come up with a few topics if you want, and then after that we can move to other rooms.
Okay. But finally, I think we will take a picture.
Oh,
Yes, our room.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much for everyone. Thank you for your attention and thank you for discussion of all of that. Thank you very much. I am going to take a picture here.
So you